we go.
Hello, my name is Edwin Towler.
And I'm Harry Reid, and welcome to a pretty special episode of GoneFeral.
We've only got the one film to share with you this week, which we filmed over one day towards the end of summer, when the weather was spectacular.
So sit back and enjoy as we faff around in the sun.
Hello! Now, the observant viewers amongst you will notice I'm on a beach, and I'm wearing a leotard. And the observant but intelligent viewers amongst you will know that this isn't a leotard, it's a wetsuit. And that's because Harry and I are going to try and get in the water with some of Britain's most charismatic animals, submarines.
Or, as people who aren't trying to be funny would refer to them as, seals. Grey seals, to be precise.
Great submarines can be found all over the UK, most famously around Norfolk, where over 5,000 pups are born each winter. Today though, we're off the south coast of Devon, another hotspot for these pinnipeds.
We could talk about seals all day long, but the reason we've come all this way is to actually see some. So, we've drafted in some help.
Hi, my name's Joe. I'm a local wildlife photographer and this is one of my favourite locations to see seals.
Joe knows this area better than anyone, so his direction would surely give us the best chance of seeing some seals. Joe has brought us to this specific beach because he knows of a small colony of grey seals that likes to hang out here. Anyway, enough talking. Time to get in the water.
We swam out into the crystal clear waters of the Western English Channel, and diving down into the kelp forest below revealed a wealth of food that would surely mean seals were somewhere nearby. Turns out we were right, and a few minutes later, a quick dive gave us our first encounter with Britain's largest native carnivore.
This young and fairly small seal, one of last year's pups maybe, couldn't resist checking us out. And then to our delight, more seals started to get the same idea. An infamous characteristic of seals is their curiosity, and these were no exception, twisting and turning to inspect us from all angles. This is only when they're in the water though. On land, they are far more nervous, which is understandable considering how slow and immobile they become. For the water though, they are designed superbly. Responsive and powerful hind flippers fan out to thrust the seals through the water. And their streamlined, torpedo-esque bodies give them a somewhat chunky elegance, letting them glide below the waves. Grey seals can hold their breath for an immensely long time, up to 16 minutes or so, and can dive to over 70 meters deep. Sensitive whiskers, bulbous eyes, and an exquisite sense of hearing all contribute to making these seals formidable hunters. You wouldn't want to be a fish or crustacean in these waters. The UK is home to around 112,000 grey seals, about half of the world's population. These particular individuals, however, didn't have a long attention span and eventually got bored of human watching and abandoned us to go hunting. On our way back to shore, we discovered a stark example of one of the issues affecting marine wildlife. A lost crab trap, abandoned, maybe unintentionally, by fishermen. We hoisted the box out of the water and set about releasing whatever was stuck inside.
Crabbing boxes normally have a piece of rope attached with a float at the end, which lets the fisherman spot and retrieve the box. In this case, the float had come off. We released the surviving spider crabs back into the water, learning about their sharp claws on the way.
When fishing equipment like this is lost or abandoned, it's known as ghost fishing, and animals will continue to get caught for as long as the equipment remains intact, which could be years. Marine mammals like seals and dolphins can drown if they get caught in fishing gear.
We dismantled the trap so that it couldn't catch anything else. Now all the crabs would have to worry about was becoming seal fodder.
As elegant as we were, flailing around in the water like socks in a washing machine, we decided that to find more marine wildlife, we'd need to cover more distance faster.
So now we're on a boat to try and find more wildlife, and we're absolutely loving it.
I really hate boats.
I really don't hate boats, and once we were further out at sea, we cut the engines and started trying to determine where the marine animals might be.
So the tactic we're doing is to look for seabirds, because they'll give away where all the fish are coming to the surface. And if the fish are coming to the surface, that means something's driving them up there. So we're keeping our eyes peeled. So there's things like gannets flying up over there. Nothing much else at the moment. But the water is so silky smooth, it should be quite easy to spot if anything does decide to break the surface.
Eventually, the stunning weather even cheered up the resident landlubber,
Oh, lordy lord.
who got so excited talking about the conditions that he managed to miss filming something huge.
So the conditions are absolutely amazing now. It's so flat. We've got gannets flying past. Oh my god. That was huge.
Did you see that? That was huge! That was bigger than the seals we were with earlier, I swear. That was massive.
The huge thing was a honking great big bluefin tuna breaching the surface. These fish are built for speed and power, with their retractable fins, streamlined bodies, and pin-sharp eyesight. Individuals can survive for over 40 years.
So the first things that we spotted were tuna just breaching, and they're absolutely massive.
We carried on out to sea in pursuit of more wildlife.
And then once again, Harry was interrupted from his ramblings about the weather by another wildlife sighting.
When the weather is as good as this and there's no wind, what we got?
We've got dolphins just over there. I don't know if I'm pointing in the right direction.
They're right here, they've come to check out the boat. These were short-beaked common dolphins, and like the seals, they were naturally curious.
Oh my goodness.
Get in there, go on.
They were so curious, in fact, that we decided to try and get some underwater shots of them. So we quickly fashioned together a super professional rig to plunge into the water.
I think Ed's lost it.
This is a really expensive piece of tech, actually.
These are medium-sized dolphins, adults being around 1.5 to 2.5 meters long, so similar to me. And like all dolphins, they live, hunt, and travel in groups called pods. The English Channel is one of the world's busiest waterways, and although some of the scars on the dolphins are the result of tooth rakes from other dolphins, many are from conflicts with boats.
I was trying to think of something nice to say, but there's just nothing to say at all. You just have to look and see. We've got the sunset, smooth, glassy sea, and dolphins and tuna occasionally breaking the surface. It's just phenomenal.
Understandably, we were lost for words, so we just sat back and enjoyed the sunset spectacle.
Hey love, you got your heart on your sleeve, but the shirt on your back's a bit small. Hey you, yeah, your colors are changing, the world ain't half bad after all. Na 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 na
Well, it's safe to say that turned out far better than we could have ever hoped for.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, so massive thanks to Joe for helping us out. He's been keeping tabs on all this wildlife for years, so he really is the expert in this area.
Indeed, and to top it off, I didn't even get seasick for the first time ever. Can't believe it.
Anyway, we need to get back to shore now because the light's going, and we need to drive home because we've both got work tomorrow.
Well, that day was so tiring, but so worth it. A personal highlight for me was swimming with those grey seals. I've wanted to do that for years.
Yeah, for me it had to be watching the dolphins. Incredible. And yeah, it's the first time I've actually enjoyed being on a boat.
We also want to extend a special thanks again to Joe. Please check out his work because he produces some seriously impressive photos and videos, and he's a really passionate guy.
Yep, and next time we meet a young lad who likes birds.
Massive fat pigeon.
And I get frightened. See you then.